How you guys doing? Last week I talked about interest rate risk and how I think that could be posing a lot of future problems for some Canadians that are taking on too much debt. So I said I'd talk about a few ways that we can potentially pay our mortgage down faster. And so today I'm going to talk about 5 different ways that you can pay down your mortgage earlier. And then Chad, who you'll see earlier this week, we're putting a video out with Chad. He's going to talk about a product that he knows quite well and how that can be used to pay your mortgage down faster. It's something I've never used, but I know that in the right situation it can work pretty well. However, there are some risks because it's sometimes a little bit confusing. So he'll explain that, and if it works, obviously something to talk to us or somebody else about. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please comment if you have something nice to say. If you don't, it depends what kind of mood I'm in. I might yell back at you when I'm a keyboard warrior, or I'll just delete your comment. Like I said, let's talk about 5 different ways that you can pay your mortgage off earlier. And something that's happened to me in my career is that mortgage and interest rates have always been very low. So it's not like our parents' generation where they always said, well, the first thing that you need to do to get your financial house in order is to be mortgage free. That's because back in the day, mortgage rates were like 15, 16, 19%. Of course you wanted to pay your mortgage off earlier. But in today's day and age, with interest rates being so low, it doesn't necessarily make sense for you to pay your mortgage off earlier if the other alternative is to use that money to invest and hopefully get a higher rate of return than what you're paying in interest, because at the end of the day, that should make you better off. Now, however, with all of that being said, I know that there is a comfort level that comes with paying off your mortgage. So if that's a goal of yours, then why not just try and achieve it? It will make you feel better. Even if that doesn't mean that you're going to be financially the best you possibly could have been, you're still going to be in a good position. That being said, there are some actual risks to focusing solely on paying off your mortgage. And I saw this happen, especially in Alberta with the oil ups and downs, because Alberta is a lot different than the rest of the country because, money goes up and down a lot more than it does in other parts of the country. So other provinces are actually a lot better at saving than Albertans are, because we're used to living, sort of the high life and spending at maximum levels of earning. And then we go down to these lower levels and we don't know what to do. So what can happen in those times when you're earning a lot of money, and instead of like saving that nest egg, that emergency fund, what sometimes people would do is say, well, I'm going to take all of this extra money and I'm going to pay it down on my mortgage. But then they might be working in a volatile industry, or let's say the next month they actually lose their job. Now all of a sudden they can't actually make their mortgage payments. They don't have a job anymore, and they don't have money to actually make those mortgage payments. And now they can't go to the bank and refinance anything because they don't have an income to support taking a different debt load. So you have to think about sort of that in conjunction with everything else when you're thinking about paying off your mortgage early. So let's get into the ways to do it. And one of the ones that I got a bunch of comments on last week when I put out the video was probably the easiest one to do, which is accelerated weekly or accelerated bi-weekly payments, which all that means is, and I'm going to give an example here of a mortgage just so we can kind of look at how this looks if we make these changes. So in my mortgage, in this example, it's a $500,000 mortgage. The interest rate is 2.5%. We'll just assume that's all the way through. Your payments are $2,240 per month, and your amortization is 25 years at that payment level. at the interest rate of that. So an accelerated biweekly payment is just going to split that monthly payment in half. So 2,240 divided by 2 is 1,120. And you are going to make that payment every 2 weeks for the year. Now, the reason why this actually pays your mortgage off faster is because instead of 24 payments in a year, there's actually 26 payments in a year. So you're paying an extra full payment in the year of 2,240. Now, this is great if you get paid bi-weekly, but this can actually be sort of detrimental if you get paid monthly and you aren't necessarily good at saving. So you're like, because there are going to be 2 months of the year where you actually have to make 3 of those bi-weekly payments, but you're only going to be paid once, and that can actually cause a little bit of a problem. So I think it makes a lot of sense when you get paid bi-weekly, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you don't make a lot more than your mortgage payments, you don't have a ton left at the end of the month. Wouldn't necessarily say that that's your best option. Now, if you do that, it's going to take about 2.5 years off of your mortgage. So you're going to pay off that same mortgage in 22 years and 5 months if you do that, which is not too bad. The next one I'm going to talk about is actually probably my favorite because I think that it makes the most sense. I don't know what it's called. I saw it called the Mortgage Terminator one time. I think that that's awesome. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I think Mortgage Terminator is a sweet way to put it. And all this is saying is, you know what? Let's assume that a human being, and this is one of the good things about mortgages, but also the bad things, because what has happened is everybody's just kept moving up and making sure that they have a mortgage for like 50 years of their life. But if you buy a house at 30 years old, you should, in most cases, have that paid off by the age of 55, which is awesome. And when you started that mortgage at 30 years old, it was affordable when you were 30, and the hope is that when you're 55, it's going to be really affordable because you're making more money. So all the Mortgage Terminator is doing is saying, well, every time that I get a raise, I'm just going to increase my mortgage payment by that amount. So in this case, I'm just going to say, let's say you get a raise based on inflation every year of 2%. So every year you get a raise, you increase your mortgage payment by 2% every single year until it's paid off. This is actually going to take a little bit more than 5 years off your mortgage. You're going to have it paid off in 19 years and 10 months. And all you're doing here is making 19 increases of $44.80 per month. So in year 2, you're increasing your payments from $22.40 to $22.88 or $84.80. And then the next year you just add $44.80 onto that. And I think that actually could work out really well. You're barely going to notice it. It's actually how I think you should also save into your RSP and TFSA, is not just stick to, say, $500 a month, but when you get a raise, increase that to $520 a month, for example. Which brings me in to my next example. I think it's pretty dangerous for people to, focus solely on paying off their mortgage and not focus on actually saving for retirement at the same time. So this next one and the last one are going to focus a little bit on both. And I've done a full video on this, but what I think here is taking advantage of, using your RSP and saving for retirement, and then taking that tax refund and doing a one-time top-up every single year based on that amount. So in this example, with this $500,000 mortgage, just to make it simple, I said you're in a 40% marginal tax bracket. So when you put your money into your RSP, you're going to get a 40% tax refund on that, which isn't the case for everybody. And in this case, this person or couple puts $12,500 into their RSP in total in a year and gets a tax refund of $5,000. Then they take that $5,000 and instead of spending it on a jet ski or vacation or putting it into their TFSA, which I think is a great option, they decide to put that into their mortgage and make the payments to pay down their mortgage. This will work in any amount, obviously, but in this example, that's going to have your mortgage paid off in 19 years and 10 months, the same amount of time as the mortgage terminator option. Actually going to save you about $11,000 in total interest over that option because of making these bigger extra payments early. And now we have my last option where I'm going to show it sort of compared into two different general sections. And this is by using the double up option on your mortgage, which says that you can increase your payment every month by whatever the heck you want. So I'm going to show you what it would do if you added $100 a month, $200 a month, $300, $400, and $500 a month, and what that would take your new amortization to. And then I'm going to compare it to another alternative idea that says, since interest rates are so low and the market has been generating returns that are higher than the interest rates sort of historically and right now, then the other option is to say, well, you know what we could do? Instead of making those extra payments onto the mortgage, we could take that money, we could invest it into our tax-free savings account, let that build, hope it builds at a higher rate of return than the 2.5% that you're paying in interest on the mortgage. And let's say it comes up for renewal in 5 years and interest rates jump up to 8%. Well, we can say, okay, well, right now is a good time for us to take all this money and put it into the mortgage because that's a really high interest rate. Or we could just let it keep growing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to saying, a potentially reasonable rate of return that we could expect for the long term is 5%. So then you say, okay, well, you're doing 2.5% better on the money. What is that going to do for you? Does that make sense? I hope so. Clear as mud. So if you add $100 a month to your payment, that's going to pay your mortgage off in 23 years and 7 months. $200 a month, 22 years and 4 months. $300 a month, 21 years and 2 months. $400, 20 years and 1 month. And $500 a month, 19 years and 2 months. And with the TFSA alternative, basically, at the $100 a month option, it's going to take off about 7 months, should pay it off about 7 months earlier. And then almost every other option is going to have it paid off about a year earlier than it was if you were paying just directly onto the mortgage. But it also gives you a lot more options for liquidity. You have that cash available to you. In a perfect world, this is probably the option that I would take for if you were going to do the double up or the TFSA. I would personally go the TFSA route because it allows you to have a whole bunch of extra options, and it should be pretty hard for you to get a rate of return that's lower than 2.5% in the long term, as long as you stick with a good investment plan for that money. So that would be my recommendation for now instead of making these extra payments, although I'm not totally excited about what I think is going to happen to the market in the next coming months and potentially years or whatever. But, when we're looking about long-term planning, that is something that I think we should take into account. So if you have any other ideas about how you think people should pay off their mortgage earlier, love to hear them. If you've got some strategies, would love to hear about them. Love to give you a shout out in another video. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope everyone's well, and we'll see you soon.